Hey, good morning, friends. It is 7 a.m. Let's wake up. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Welcome. My name is John Henry Soto. If it's the first time you're here, so I do this morning show at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I try to bring some positivity and talk about different issues and topics. Have a cup of coffee and maybe share some laughs if I'm funny. It's very rare that I'm funny at this time. All right, so let's go right into the topic today because I have a lot to cover. And one of the things that has really helped me is I love reading and I love to be successful, right? You have to kind of go out and see who's doing the thing that you want to do and then try to do what they're doing. Not copy them, but definitely be inspired by them and utilize what they're doing to basically find your own path, right? Make your own path. But one of the things that gets challenging today is that everybody has an opinion, right? Everybody thinks this is the way you should do it, and to some degree, they're all right in their own estimations, right? Because they've actually accomplished their goals by doing those things, right? So, but there isn't ever one thing that actually does it all. It's not a book that you're going to get that has every single answer and that completely handles marketing your brand, expanding your business, reaching more people, being having more confidence in front of a live audience when you're doing a live stream like this. Not all the books have every single thing, right? They have bits and pieces of gold, and you just pull those out, and those are the things that you utilize. So for that reason, I read a lot. So you have to read a lot in this. In the world. You just have to read. Reading is actually really good, and it also helps the mind develop. It also keeps there's all these other studies about what reading does to the mind for in your older years. So I picked out 5 books. Now I'm a little bit pissed off because I can't find one book, and I have no freaking idea where the hell it is. But I'm gonna pick another book by the same author, and we'll talk about that book, and I'll mention the other book that I'm trying to find. But and some of you might have heard of it also. But all right, so let's go on to our book list here. Um, so that's what I'm going to do today. By the way, that's if I didn't wrap that up that morning opening sequence. I'm going to be giving you 5 books that I've read that I've pulled out some really great information out of each one of these books, and to help me kind of figure out and navigate through the crazy world of branding and marketing and social media, video marketing, filmmaking, music, all those things, um, just to encompass one viewpoint. This is my viewpoint, right? Like I was saying before, everybody has their way, right? My way is not the right way; it's my way. But there are things here that I've done that I've made a mistake that I've learned from others, and there are mistakes that I've made myself that I know, will help someone else if they listen, right? So, all right, so let's go to the first book here. Now, this book is a little bit strange, but it's called 1 Million Followers, right? And this guy Brendan Kane, and he wrote this book how he built a massive system in 30 days. Now there is you can do it. Now I have not done what's in here, but the reason I haven't done what's in here is because it's it's kind of interesting and a little bit I don't know. It also it depends on what exactly is that you're actually marketing. Now the reason that I chose this book is because I want you to understand the different ways of doing things. Not that you have to do these things, but how there's a lot of different methods. And that's what I drew from this book was that I pick things here like target your audience, obvious, right? Um, there's a lot of things in here that are kind of I've read in other books, and you're like, oh yeah, of course, oh yeah, of course. Go global, right? Something you've heard, gaining influence on Instagram, growth driven. Um, the realities of Snapchat. I learned a lot on that because I didn't really know Snapchat until I read this, and so that gave me some value. And that's why I chose this book, because there's bits and pieces of things that are really interesting that I didn't know about, and I think everybody who reads it will be like, oh, okay, that's an interesting way of doing it. Even target your audience is very it's different the way he's actually approaching it, and I like that. I like that there's different ways that you can look at things, because then you can find out your own method. Because you have to know what your market is, right? You have to know what your brand is. What are you offering to the market? Is it something that's needed, right? Is what you're offering needed? Is it a new thing, or is it something that you're competing with others that already has it, that already have it, or that are already out there? If it's a new thing, it's got to be better, right? If it's a brand new thing that nobody else has, it's got to be good. But if it's a thing that you're competing with others, it's got to be better than that, right? So it's sort of uh, like Tesla, right? I've heard Elon Musk say this, right? If you're creating something in the market that has never been created before, right? It's a brand new thing, then it's easier because you're not competing with anybody. But if you're competing with someone, like you're building a car, your car has to be exceptionally more advanced and better quality than the competitors. It just has to be, so you can come into the market and just blow everybody away, right? And that's kind of like the way it kind of works with with targeting your audience. So anyway, so that's the first book, and I chose this book, like I said, because it just has a lot of interesting techniques in it, and you can actually really control your destiny. You know, if you apply all those techniques. None of this, by the way, is like easy. If it were easy, and you can be at home and build a massive audience and build a great income, um, everyone would be at home doing this, right? But it's not an easy thing, right? Hi, Patty. Thank you very much for stopping in. Appreciate it. Um, so because of that, you have to kind of navigate through a lot of muck, because it's difficult. It's just a lot of strenuous work, right? Okay, so the second book is author that I couldn't find his other book, which is called 10x. I don't know if you guys have heard 10x by Grant Cardone. It's a very, very popular book. And that book, I always recommend it. I can't find it, but if you know the book, this was his first book, right? Sell or Be Sold. And if you're in any business, if you're anywhere on the planet trying to get something, or trying to help people, or trying to brand yourself, trying to build a business, an empire, whatever it is that you're trying to do, you're selling. People say, I don't really like sales. I'm just never really been a salesman. Well, yeah, you are a salesman. When you got your spouse or your partner and you got them interested in you, you were selling yourself, right? Trying to be like, hey, look how nice I clean up, honey, right? You're selling yourself, right? And whether you know it or not, when you're working on a daily basis, even if you have the job already, you're still selling yourself, right? Because you want to be better from one day to the next. You want to be able to get that next opportunity. So you're always selling yourself. So this book right here is Sell or Be Sold, and it says it right on the title. You either sell, or somebody's going to sell you, right? You sell yourself, or somebody's going to grab you and be like, "Oh, you don't want to sell yourself? All right, I'll sell you. Hey guys, I got this guy here. He's you know so you want to definitely read this book, and 10x, which I can't find, but you all know it's called 10x. And that book, the basic premise of that book is that you take something that you've accomplished, or something that you want to that you have already, and you 10x it. You make it 10 times better than what it is. You income 10 times, whatever it is, 10 times better, right? I've used 10x many times, and it works 100% of the time that I've done those steps and taken those. And it's also a viewpoint change. A lot of these books, what they do is they really shift your viewpoint differently, because life is about, facing and confronting certain things. And if your viewpoint is crappy, or if your viewpoint is just a defeated viewpoint because you think, nothing's going to change, the government's going to do whatever they want, everybody's going to do whatever they want. So what's the point? If that's your viewpoint, then that's exactly what's going to happen to you. And he talks a little bit about that in Sell or Be Sold. Um, so it really does change your viewpoint on how to approach things and how to approach the world. So it's extremely important to start looking at your viewpoint. How do I look at life? How do I look at it? I've done this. I've sat down and I said, okay, so when I'm working in an office, how do I approach that office? And I did this years ago. And I remember thinking, like when I was working at the real estate office, like what do I offer that office, and what's my viewpoint on being in an office environment? And it wasn't really good. I didn't have a good viewpoint on it. I thought I was selling out. I thought I was, especially when I got into the real estate business, I thought, it's not. But then I thought, well, wait a minute. No, I'm not going into the real estate office and becoming this thing. That I'm not going into this thing. I am bringing my experience and my life into this office and bringing something to it. I am bringing a culture. I'm bringing my personality. I'm bringing my skill set to this office. I'm not going in there to then be covered up by the office and be made to whatever it is. So I just went in as myself, and I just said, "This is who I am. I make videos. I try to be a funny dude on camera when I'm talking about stuff. I like helping people, and this is what I am." And it wasn't really that popular because I don't dress, I mean, I have a shirt on today just because I thought I'd wear a shirt, but I generally dress exactly the way I want to dress. I don't, people say dress for success, and you got to, dress comfortable, in my opinion. I don't believe in the whole, I got to wear a suit and all that stuff. And I do it. I've done it, but I've done it because I get up one morning and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to wear a shirt and tie today because. But then the next day I'll be with a t-shirt and jeans and walk into a meeting and people will be like, but that's just who I am, and again, my viewpoint is I'm here on the same terms as anyone else. You could either respect me or not respect me. Either way, I'm still going to be me, no matter what happens around me. And to get to that viewpoint, to get to that, took years and years and decades. But now that I'm there and I'm very comfortable in my own skin, it the world has really opened up to me. I have much more opportunity right now. I get invited to things that I never thought I would be invited to, and I get hired for stuff that's really cool. So I'm really fortunate, and it's because my viewpoint has changed. That's why I offer these books as a way to kind of gain some other perspectives from some other successful people that can actually help you find your path, or maybe you're on a path and maybe it's a little muddy. Maybe it'll just clear it up for you a little bit more. So hope that does help. The next book is called Problems of Work, which is an L. Ron Hubbard book that I've read many, many times, and it's got tremendous amount of tools here on basically working in an environment. What I just talked about, my viewpoint about being in an office. This has a tremendous amount of information on how to navigate through a workaday world. Work can get strenuous, work can get painful, work can get um, it can get, you don't want to do it, right? Sometimes there's things that you don't want to do, especially in businesses that are sort of new to me, like real estate. In the beginning, there were a lot of things I didn't really want to do. Like I don't door knock. You can't door knock now anyway, but back when it was, people were door knocking, you go around and you door knock. I was like, I'm not door knock. I'm not. This is 20. At the time it was 20, whatever it was, 2016 or 20 whatever. And I was thinking to myself, I'm not gonna go around door knocking. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. Some people are fine with it. Cool, but I don't. So anyway, this book has a tremendous amount of information on navigating through the workaday world. It has tools on how you, when you're feeling a certain way, that you can. There's a whole section here called "Take a Walk," and it talks about the power of actually taking a walk and to destimulate your surround to destimulate where you are. If you're like stressed out and at work, take a walk. And he talks about this thing called anchor points, where you kind of put out your anchor points and you feel so much better when you're extroverted. You're actually out, and take a walk. You're not feeling good, go out and take a walk. That's why people do say that, go out and take a walk. It's an actual thing. It's an actual scientifically proven successful method of getting back to a good place. All right, so that's this one. Some of you probably know Gary Vaynerchuk. Oh wow, look at that. That looks funky. It looks like this. It's my green screen. So crushing it. So Gary V is somebody I've been following for years. He's a great character, interesting character. He does, if you're watching, if you follow his content a lot, he does curse a lot. So if you're sensitive to cursing, um, I don't know, just don't watch him. But he's got tremendous about advice. Very, very practical guy, practical advice. And this book, this book is pretty much in your face on how to do it, and how to influence people. And there's a very fine line between marketing a product and marketing without looking like you're gonna market, like you're marketing. It's really tricky. Like right now, for instance, I'm on this podcast, I'm on this video thing. I'm marketing right now, right? Now it probably doesn't feel like I'm marketing, or maybe it does feel like I'm basically talking about other people's work, right? But I'm doing it because I sincerely want to help others. I also feel that I've gone through enough things that I can offer some type of help. And by reading these books, it gives me a perspective that I know I can help others. Am I selling? Probably. Am I out there going, hey man, I got this great little thing for you. Let me sit down with you. Give me 10 minutes of your time and I'll promise you that. I don't do that. I don't even do that in real estate, which gets me a little bit in trouble, because I'm not really going to go and oversell a house, or an apartment. If somebody wants, what do you want in a house? Okay, let's go find you that house. You like this one? No. You like this one? No. You like this one? No. I'm not going to try to sell you on one of these, and try to get you to change your viewpoint by selling. I'm not. I'm just going to be me. I'm going to tell you exactly what it's available, and just do it in a positive way, and hopefully you would see the person who actually would gain that. But I don't hard sell anything, and so Gary V teaches you how to do that, and it's through social media, through providing value to others first. Make it always about the other person. Don't ever, you know there's an 80/20 percentage, right? It's 80% of the time you're offering something and helping someone and giving some type of a tool or something. And then 20% of the time you're actually selling your product, and you can tell people, hey, by the way, if anybody's interested, go to my website, I'm selling this. And if anybody is interested, come to my website, see what I have to offer. If you're making a film, if you need an actor, if you need some music for a song, some music for a film, um, reach out to me, right? 20% of the time. The rest of the 80% of the time, I'm basically just offering entertainment, music, film. That's what I'm really doing, and it's including this podcast and talk show, right? All right, so let's go to the last book here. Now, this book is a series book. There's two others, but this is my favorite of the three. Russell Brunson. I don't know if you guys who know who Russell Brunson is, but he's the creator of ClickFunnels, which is a software where you can build websites and build landing pages and build a whole bunch of different things. It's a great platform. I used it for many, many years until I basically didn't need that much power behind, because I wasn't selling a physical product anymore. I was for a little bit, but I used it for like 3 years or something, and so it's a great, great product that he created, right? But he wrote also these great books, and Expert Secrets is everyone in the book. He goes over like how everyone is an expert at something, whether you think so. You are definitely an expert, and it can be you may be somebody who, because you have kids, know a lot about Shopkins, those little tiny things, right? I just happen to know a lot of them because my son likes them, and I go online and we look and we see, oh, this one is valued, that one, this one has a little thing you can scan and it'll take you to a little video. This one has that, and I know a lot about Shopkins. So that right there, if you brand that and you put that together, you can become an expert, and people will pay you money for your Shopkin skills. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but with millions and millions and millions of people on just here in America, billions around the world with internet access, you can reach a tremendous amount of people with the knowledge that you have that you feel is probably not even important, but it is. This book teaches you how to do it, how to market it, first of all, how to even find it, what it is, and it's got a tremendous amount of little diagrams in these, that it kind of gives you an explanation of very simple, obviously stick figures, on how to navigate through certain things and how to find your voice, right? We all have a voice to share, and sometimes because of failure or because of ridicule, we tend to suppress that little voice that says, I know how to do this, or I can help with this. And this book has a lot of tools in there on how to get that plan out. And maybe there's something in the back here. It's a secondhand journey. Right. So it's like something you experienced in your life started you on this path, which caused you to want to become more. You started to read books, study, experiment, and by doing so, you have become who you are today, an expert. Right. So, like, I've read a lot about Star Trek, a lot about film, music, so social media, right? Read a lot about social media and stuff. So, this is where I make money. I get paid to do this. I do events. I just did a couple of events at a building here in Bayonne, where they they needed somebody who knew a lot of different artists in town, who knew about live streaming, and who knew about social media. I just happen to know a lot about all those three. So I booked artists. I went to the building. I did the live stream. I did the marketing behind it, and because I've been doing it so long, it was really easy for me, because it was a piece of cake, and I got paid to do something that I love. I love doing it. I was surrounded by music all night, and we have another event coming up in March, and we have another event coming up in April. So this is what I got paid for these things, because I just happen to be an expert in certain things, and I market I take those expert things and I put them out there, and I communicate. This is what I do, um, and I meet a lot of people too. That's one of the things that if I were to write a book, which I will at some point, um, I would talk a lot about the networking part, because I don't think people network as much as they used to because of the social media. And I'm obviously now things are a little bit different, but COVID will eventually go away, and people will eventually get back to life. And that is my wish for all of you. I wish you all success. I want to thank you for listening today. There's a lot of help out there. There's a lot of opportunities out there. There are things out there that will help you, will guide you exactly to where you want to go. You just have to kind of have an open mind. You have to have a good viewpoint on. You can't have you can't have a know-it-all attitude, like you already know certain things. And you talk to people, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know that. No, I know, I got to do that. Yeah, no, I know. If that's your viewpoint, there's a pretty good chance you don't know anything. Um, Very educated people actually feel that they know everything, and they're really useless when it comes to helping others. They really can't sit down and offer any help, because they know it all so much that they just want you to do it exactly the way they do it, and they're not really going to give you the opportunity to find your own voice. And that's what I'm doing here with these books, is to try to give you your own voice, where you can go in and if you're having trouble, right, if you're having any kind of difficulties, these books will help you, as well as thousands of other books as well. You can also email me. Let me give you my email here. You can always email me at johnhenrysoto@protonmail.com with any questions. I'm love to help people, and I would love to give you some answers if I can answer them, for sure. All right, folks. Thank you very much for listening. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day out there. Make today great. Do the things that you love and take care of one another. God bless you all. See you tomorrow. And as always, peace.